everyone, welcome back to my channel, Webs of Faith Elevate. My name is Abby and today is Message Monday. I want to talk about false prophets. In today's society where there is so much information out there and there are so many people you can like and follow and subscribe to and get your word or your message from, it can be really hard to discern who is actually following God and who's not. The Bible warns us about false prophets. We can see in the Old Testament, there's a story in Jeremiah where they're warning against false prophets. Matthew 7:15 tells us, "Watch out for the false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves." There is a huge part of social media where there's the Christian influencers who decide, and this is a good example of that they could be among us. As you get deeper into the Christian side of social media, there are a lot of contradictory thoughts, and it can be kind of hard to discern who's actually for God and who's not. I think one of the things that we can do that can quickly help us kind of decide, there's a lot more to it, but one of the things is, who are they pointing to? If the person that you are trying to listen to is pointing to themselves, or they are leading things back to themselves versus leading it up to God, then we can pretty much say that they're either really inaccurate or they are a false prophet, but they are not living the way that God has intended us to live. They're not giving glory to Him. If they are seeking glory for their name and their mission or their thoughts, then they're not living biblically and they're not doing what we are called to do, which is to seek glory for the Lord, because He is the one who gives us all of these things and all of our abilities and our thoughts. Matthew 24:24 says, "For false messiahs and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive. It's possible even the elect." So this is saying it can be really difficult because they do easily deceive us. They can perform things and you're like, well, that has to be a God thing. And it's not. And that's what makes them so difficult. We have to guard our heart. Ultimately, trust God first and then let Him tell you who to trust. But how do we decide and how do we know if somebody's a false prophet or not? And that can be really difficult, especially since we know that they can perform great miracles and they can know all the words and say all those things. One of the best ways is to get into the Word yourself and to read through it and to start having that relationship with God, to start worshiping Him and praying to Him. Because the more you can know His voice, the more He can tell you and help you discern who's a child of God and who is a false prophet. It's coming to discern God's voice is first and foremost, and there are a few things that we can do to kind of help check as we're learning to discern God's voice. And the first one I mentioned earlier, who are they pointing to? Are they pointing to the Lord or themselves? If it's not to the Lord, then you can pretty much guarantee they're not. The other thing is, how are they living their life? Truthfully living their life, because the person of God will be transformed, and God is in everything we do, and God is in all of the places, and He's trying to change. That doesn't mean the person is going to be perfect or that they're going to be without failures or without sins, because we're all going to fall. But is their life changed? I want to end with this verse from Acts, a few verses from Acts chapter 20. It's 28 through 30. "Keep watch over yourselves and all the flock of which the Holy Spirit has made you overseers. Be shepherds of the church of God, which He has bought with His own blood. I know that after I leave, savage wolves will come in among you and will not spare the flock. Even from your own number men will arise and distort the truth in order to draw away from disciples after them. So be on your guard." False prophets can come in any shape and size. And it's really important for us to just trust God and to be on guard and to not just blindly trust people. If you like this video, please like and subscribe so you're notified every time I post. Until next time, bye.